Okay. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Okay. Okay. Many just say many more wedding komo kakra. Sabbath and its observance. One of the key things that a lot of us any ideas about that. So today, what it means to be a Sabbatarian and how do you observe the Sabbath. I want us to have an amazing gaze. A lot of us, whenever we hear about the Sabbath now, is like some set of rules and principles that we need to abide for 24 hours. So when we are leaving the edges of the Sabbath, as you're giant from some enslavement, but and then we perceive another view about the Sabbath. But before that, no more my mom pie. It was the meeting for Pempen Swadi and about the dream. The kind of am I be the home at the home come if say I don't pure Christo demon say Amen. The Sabbath and its observance. We are caught up in a cosmic struggle. There is a great controversy that we cannot overlook, and most especially Seventh-day Adventists, and to be specific, Adventist youth. Saa burden way da yɛn so a yɛntumi overlook sɛ we are in a struggle between good and evil, and we need to point the world to this cosmic struggle. And within this cosmic struggle, there are key important things be a bit decided for us the results where we are going to end up. Say yebeko heaven and I say yenko heaven. Cosmic struggle and name be more taking care of the great controversy. The first thing is your worship. Obiara ni wiase we mo betimi exempt from worship. When you go to religions, you can see Islam, Buddhism, Shintoism, Confucianism, Zoroastrianism, Taoism. A lot of people are worshipping, and even in the academia, science as we speak, they think that there is a mighty power behind all this creation. It seems everyone is concerned about worship. Now, where the Bible are equated as Christians from Genesis to Revelation, the key theme about worship. Anytime the Revelation they open up heaven to us, now a worship. We call into spiritists that the Jesus, all those people, they are also worshiping. And worship is one of the central themes within the great controversy. Now, a few more share say what heaven. No basa see so equally say a great controversy ni be ending. Nina be worship. So as serving the Adventist youth, we are worshiping every Saturday. We should have a fair idea about what we are doing. It's not say Mama see answering sorry ne It's not say Daddy see answering sorry ne but there is something ongoing that we should take note of. The Sabbath, an amazing gaze. Another key thing within this great controversy that we cannot overlook as serving the Adventist youth, a faith. Say, Obi Biara near Sasisua, or what evidence is that God created heaven and earth. Obetimi actually and say, with this kind of soil, with this kind of force, with this kind of intelligence, God blended this and that, and He produced this at this specific stage. This thing was forming at that specific stage. God paused at that time. all those evidence are science you see in publications and everything. No, the creation story. No, we don't have all those evidences, but it is faith. Now, where our redemption story, faith apart from worship, faith is another key thing within this great controversy. Let me add something a little to that. Say in the Garden of Eden, 5 days Onyankopon bɔ adeɛ no, na Adam ne Eve ni hɔ, so they didn't see that God was creating anything. Onyankopon bɔ trees, no firmament, all those things. Adam and Eve were created on the 6th day, so the first 5 days they were not on earth. They were not yet created, so they didn't witness say Onyankopon bɔ adeɛ. And say on the 6th day Onyankopon ɛbɔ Adam nso no, Adam ankasa no wɔn ho sɛ Onyankopon bɔ no, na nipa no nso no na ɔso Onyame abɔ adeɛ awie, nti ɔno amu no only any evidence so Onyame na bɔ no anaasɛ the things he created the 5 days no Onyame na bɔ yɛ. And if nso on the 6th day no Onyankopon put Adam to sleep, so Adam was deeply asleep. Enti Adam nso wɔn so Onyankopon ɛbɔ Eve, ɛna Eve nso ɛho so Onyankopon bɔ Adam. Ti Eve nso sɔre no na Adam ɛda hɔ. Me nuanom ne adɔfo nom. So the creation story no Adam and Eve ɛho, but ɔmo sɔre no on the 6th day no, to them no it was their first day on earth. That's Friday. They will say they were created on Friday, so Friday was their first day on earth. So the next day, Saturday, was not their 7th day, but it was their 2nd day on earth. But God told them that the next day is the 7th day, and they accepted that. It was by faith. So Sabbath, Saturday, it is connoted to faith. Without faith, you cannot be a Sabbatarian. And another key thing within this great controversy we need to take note of is that it is the Sabbath day, and I try and say we have faith in God. We didn't see him creating us, but we have the faith that he created us, and we need no other evidence. But with faith, we have that trust, and with faith within this great controversy, we have sided with God. Say in heaven, Lucifer, he didn't see God creating Christ. Neither did he know that Christ was God. But he couldn't wait to understand the embodiment, to understand who Christ was. His inability to wait, it led to his failure to being in heaven. Say, Obetina heaven, and Christ was a test of faith to Lucifer. He couldn't wait, so he didn't get salvation. Angels, Lucifer also deceived the angels. They say it was not Christ who created, and they had not witnessed anything that Christ had created, so they could have waited to see whether Christ was the creator or not. Because they couldn't wait, it led to their fall on this planet Earth. And according to the book of Peter, this earth has become a prison to them. So creation was also a test of faith to the angels. And we human beings, now we should observe the Sabbath in remembrance that he created. We didn't see him creating, but for us to wait and see God recreating this our planet Earth after the 1,000 years, after the millennium, our ability to wait to see Christ come, take us back to heaven, and come back after 1,000 years, and then actual faith. And so Lucifer fallen because he couldn't stand the test. Christ the buyer. The angels couldn't stand because they couldn't test. They couldn't stand for the test. Onyankopon the about creation. As we Seventh-day Adventists, say yentumi ankuta Sabbath try and say ye gidie ewo Onyankopon mu a, we are making a big mistake, and we are also going to lose, just like how Lucifer and the fallen angels lost heaven. So we all need to wait in faith. So Sabbath, who we are worshiping, the faith we have in who we are worshiping. And The last thing about Sabbath is judgment. You know, say after the test of faith, after the test of faith, obiara ni wa ye exempted from the judgment after the test of faith. We know the antediluvians. Unyankopɔn ka kyerɛ the people of Noah, from the antediluvians. Unyankopɔn ka kyerɛ wɔn sɛ he is creating an ark. Ɔmo nkɔhyɛ ne nsuo bɛsɛe asase. They have not witnessed rain say drop from the firmament. No ɔmo hu bi da. But they should have had faith say Unyankopɔn na aka. Because they didn't have that faith, judgment came, and we realized that kids, any youth, any adult, obiara anywhere, utimi escape that judgment. Actually, and say, within this great controversy, if you don't take faith serious, if you don't take worship serious, we are also going to end up the judgment of God, no matter our status. Say yeah, mama. Say yeah, dada. Say yeah, son. Say yeah, daughter. Say yeah, DV 2. Say yeah, DV 3. Antediluvians, the people of Noah, no, will be escaping that judgment. So we are also going to be judged as Queen's Ghanaian youth Seventh-day Adventist. You know, Sodom and Gomorrah. Obiara te say abofo abakrom ho. When so medwane agye omo ekra nkwa na so mu ndwane no. So musa so maame na ka chom say there's something ongoing. Obiara one free a kroni mu biara no. Eja efiri soro ehye no. Ya nkasa kwadaa bi ana pani bi escape that judgment. E kire yen say Seventh-day Adventist youth, Queen's Ghana Seventh-day Adventist youth, we should be careful. Our age will not escape us from the coming judgment. The last one, our age, the modern world as we